coming together and beating the odds. That's the mission of a program known as youthCONNECT, designed to unite and maximize the resources and services among government, private, and nonprofit organizations. The program, launched by Venture Philanthropy Partners 6 years ago, has helped create opportunities for young people in the district facing challenges. Those opportunities are putting these men and women on the path towards success.
One of the most interesting things for me since I've been at VPP is to see how quickly a young person's life can turn around if they really get into the right organization with caring adults. And so tonight we want the young people to tell their stories, to talk about their growth from being involved not only in one organization but in multiple organizations.
This storytelling event featured just a few of the thousands of young people who have been impacted over the years. They're sharing the challenges they face and how they've been helped to beat the odds.
If you could only see behind the scenes at VPP, there are tremendous people. They are so committed. They want to help people. They come to work every day inspired, and they inspire all of us. Carol is the chief inspirer. I've gotten to watch firsthand she literally put this thing on her back and made it happen. She works tirelessly. I don't know when she sleeps. She texts me late at night. I get emails in the middle of the day. She meets with investors. She meets with nonprofits. She manages our team. She tells people like me what to do, and then we go do it. And really, we owe a huge debt of gratitude, Carol, to you, and frankly to the whole VPP team for everything they've done and that we're going to celebrate here tonight. So without further ado, Carol Thompson-Cole, our president and CEO.
I want to thank you all for being here today. And as Frank said, this is about storytelling. Their stories are captivating, heartwarming, and inspiring. Some stories are about conquering a seemingly insurmountable challenge. Others are about taking advantage of amazing opportunities, while others are about learning to believe in yourself. Each story is unique. You're going to hear it from the star of the story, but every story has something in common: a sidekick, an advisor, or a guide. In other words, a caring adult, adults who really care. So these special young adults come from the nonprofits that are part of youthCONNECT. This evening, our youthCONNECT network celebrates 5 years of sharing, collaborating, and empowering one another. As most of you know, youthCONNECT is a network of 6 high-performing nonprofits. They're College Summit, National Capital Region, KIP DC, the Latin American Youth Center, Urban Alliance, Whitman Walker Health, formerly Metro Teen AIDS, and Year Up, National Capital Region. They were brought together, organized, and supported by Venture Philanthropy Partners. Over 5 years, we have been building a social safety net to help young people, like our storytellers, develop the knowledge, skills, attitudes, and behaviors needed to graduate from high school and succeed in post-secondary education and in the workplace. We dedicate our program to the youth we serve and the stories they have to tell about their journey to adulthood. Stories help us learn, connect ideas, and understand each other and ourselves. More often than not, the lessons and impressions they leave on us are far more memorable than the information required through reports or fact-driven presentations. The numbers are incredibly important, but it is just as essential to recognize that behind every data point, there is a person, and that person has a story. This evening, we honor the stories. And with that, I invite our first storyteller to the stage, Julia Jones from KIP DC. You're welcome.
Hey guys. Can you guys hear me? How are you? Good. I'm a little nervous, so bear with me. So, I've always been on the latest style trends. I've always stepped out in the cutest heels, and I always rocked the hottest hairstyles. While my mother, a single parent of 3, she didn't have all the money in the world, but she always seemed to get what we needed and most of what we wanted. So after graduating high school, everyone was telling me I should and could go to college. I had my family who was worried about my future. I had my friends who wanted me to go to college and experience the college experience with them. And then I had my KIPP through college advisor, Ms. Harrison, who was telling me all the time, Julia, you should and could go to college. But I had to help my mom make ends meet. So, I'm sorry, I'm really nervous. So I had to help my mom make ends meet. So, I also knew that I wanted to get what I wanted when I wanted it. So I felt like a job was my only option. So that's what I did. I got a job. I got a job at Cozy. I got a job at TJ Maxx. And I got a job at Froyo. And I worked. I worked what seemed to be 24 hours, 7 days a week. My fashion consisted of khakis and a work shirt for Froyo, an apron for Cozy, and a mixture of 2 for my job at TJ Maxx. I seldom got to eat dinner with my family. Me going to visit my friends and hang out with my friends, yeah, you could just count that out. But every week, I can count on my KIPP through college advisor to call me and ask me, Julia, what's your long-term plan? And I will always chuckle and say, Ms. Harrison, I just want to help my mom make ends meet. And of course, about all the clothes and shoes that could fit in my wardrobe. And then one day I called her on one of my many rants about being tired and working too hard and just really wanting to give up. And she left me with this, Julia, no matter how many jobs you work, it will never amount to the career you'll have once you get your degree. So we had a meeting set up the following week, and to my surprise, she had compiled a comparison worksheet for me. I said, Ms. Harrison, what is this? She was like, I did a comparison for you so you can see, because I'm more of a visual learner other than you just trying to tell me what I should do. So she pulled out this worksheet and she said, so this is what you make working your 3 jobs. So you work over 100 hours a week. So it's gonna roughly get you about $21,000 a year. Whew, nothing, right? So she said, if you go get your bachelor's degree and you get an entry-level job, you will make approximately $41,500. But the great thing about it is, though, you will only have to work 40 hours a week. You see the difference, 100 hours, 40 hours. So that's when I realized that this definitely wasn't a hot trend. This was definitely a dead end. It wasn't smart at all. So that afternoon, with Ms. Harrison's help, I applied to Norfolk State University. And I did horribly, I mean horribly, my first semester, because I couldn't grasp what I didn't have and what I couldn't afford, that I didn't see what I was ultimately gaining in the end. So later on, my junior year, I really got discouraged. I really didn't want to do it anymore. But with my KIPP through college advisor, Ms. Harrison, she was right there to help me redefine my path and to get me on the right track to let me know that I was doing the right thing. So here come my senior year. I was amped to graduate. Then I get the tuition, and I couldn't afford it. So KIPP through college, once again, came through and helped me, and they found the last dollar in funding for me, and I finished my senior year. So in December, I graduated from Norfolk State University with Ms. Harris. So in December, I graduated from Norfolk State University with my mom and Ms. Harrison in the audience, and I was rocking what I hope become the hottest fashion trend in low-income communities in the District of Columbia, the cap and gown. So, after all this hard work and all this long process, I could stand here and tell you that today I'm employed by this wonderful organization, KIPP DC, that keeps me in the hottest clothes, the nicest heels, and of course, keeping me looking really nice. Thank you.
Well, we're all data-driven organizations, and a lot of time we're staring at each other's numbers. So to hear the stories and hear the impact of individual students is so tremendous. And quite honestly, when you do this work, it's that impact you make on an individual student that gets you through the tough times, and to see the growth over time.
So next we have Debbie Hernandez from the Latin American Youth Center.
Good afternoon, everyone. How's everybody doing? Everybody enjoy the wine? Everything? So when people ask me how many sisters and brothers I have, I simply reply, I had 2 biological sisters who are 3 and 5 years old, but I also have a big brother. And Alvin Alvarado is my promoter for my mentor for the Promoter Pathway program. But what does a mentor mean? A mentor in Spanish means a guide, a counselor, or someone who helps you to overcome problems in life. And one of my biggest problems I have faced is finding the money or sources to go to college. I took a semester off because I couldn't afford it. I just didn't have the money. So one day I decided to set up an appointment with my mentor, PV, Alvin Alvarado, and when I walk into the Latin American Youth Center facilities in the building, especially to the Promoter Pathway offices, I sat down and wait for my mentor to arrive. At that moment, I was waiting, but on top of waiting, I was also thinking or trying to think. I just couldn't. My mind was on blank. It was nothing that it was actually coming to my mind. I was just wondering more about the futures, what is next. So when my mentor arrived, Alvin, he immediately, instantly asked me how I was doing. And I just simply told him, I don't have the money, I just can't afford, but I know it is important to go to college, but I just can't, I don't have the money, but I don't want to give up either. So he replied to me saying this, everything is going to be good, there is always a way to do things. After that, I just didn't realize how supportive he was. So he also invited me the same day to go to the Career Center, where I was introduced to the coordinator of the scholarships in the Latin American Youth Center. All 3 sat down on the office and we reviewed 2 scholarship applications, the Post-Secondary Success Program and the New Futures Scholarship. We went to the process and the requirements. After I walked from the office that day, I stared at the 2 applications and I told myself, this is your last chance. This is your chance to go to college. This is the last one you have. And I immediately started working on the process, on the essays, on the editings. But I know I have faced one more challenge, and it was big. And that was, English was my second language. And I knew I would need more help on my editing essay. So I asked my mentor again, Alvin Alvarado, for another appointment, and we sat down, and he sent my essay to different staff members in the Latin American Youth Center, who I began to work closely on the essay editings. And at that moment, I also realized one more important thing. Not only I'm working with all the staff members, but I'm also using the computer facilities. And that's when I realized how important, how supported I was feeling. And after I finished with the editings, I received the great news that I gained the scholarship, the Post-Secondary Success Scholarship. And I also, and I'm still waiting on the new futures, but I'm confident that I will get the scholarship as well. And I have grown up academically and professional since that moment, but I realized that I come with this amazing family, because that's how I call it. Not only they are just a staff member, but they are my family, my new family. And I have built relationships not only with my mentor or promoter, Alvin Alvarado, but also I have built relationships with every staff member in the Promoter Pathway program. As well, I am currently attending to the University of the District of Columbia and enrolled in the study of law enforcement.
When I come to an event like tonight, I am reminded of why we're fighting those frustrating battles every day, because you look and you see these kids whose lives have changed, and what we're doing is really making a difference.
So now we're going to bring forward Leonard Shellman from College Summit, National Capital Region.
How y'all doing? All right. There's a lot of people out here. Okay. So yeah, you couldn't tell by looking at me, but I wasn't the best college student, high school student, excuse me. I was lazy. I was a jock. I was a guy that if you talked to me, you knew I was smart, but didn't really apply myself. I was in a hole so deep that if I stood in it, you could see top of my head. My grades suffered so bad that I knew college wasn't in my future. Going into my 11th grade year, it was hard for me to see my friends get these offers and get accepted into these big schools. And for me, it was something that I was scared. I couldn't apply to school. I couldn't put myself out there because I knew my grades were so bad. So one day, I was in the lunchroom, and Ms. Gibson, who was a family friend, she came up to me and she asked me, yes, I'm passing out college summer packets, and I feel that you're perfect for this. And I looked at her and I said, college summit? What's college summit? She said it's a organization that basically has classes and does workshops where they give high school students the college experience. And you know, when she told me, she said, so I gotta go to a workshop and it's for a week. She said, yeah. I said, guess I'm gonna do that week, Ms. Gibson. I don't know, man. I don't know. She said, well, I mean, after having the conversations that we had, I feel that this would be good for you. She knows that my grades are suffering, so I figured, you know, I'll listen to her and I'll go. But I told her, you know, deep inside, I really didn't want to, but she told me, she knew me, you know, growing up with me and everything, she knew me. She told me that I will be calling your father to make sure that you will go. And, you know, me just being the type of dude I am, I just kind of told her, okay, and just took the packet and left. So I get home and my dad asked me, you know, how was school? It was all right, nothing much. You sure? Yeah. I talked to Miss Gibson. Oh, yeah. So, about that, he said, yeah, you're going. And when he said that, he kind of just walked off, you know, he said, I'm going, just. And I kind of whispered, I said, I got something to do that weekend, though. And he kind of just like turned around and hit me with the meanest mug. He just, huh? And I kind of looked down like, you got it. And I just walked off, you know, so. Then, long story short, I went. I get there and it was crazy to me because like all the people that was out there, all the alumni leaders were running back and forth, and me, the type of dude I am, I'm real chill. Like I'm a little goofy, but I'm more of a laid back dude. And they running back and forth, you know, bull horns and everything. They running like, you know, they running back. I'm over here like, I look at my mom. I said, do I really have to go? And she looked at me, she said, you're not getting out of it that easy. So I went, and I was real, you know, hesitant to talk to people. I was real quiet, real shy. It wasn't until the alumni leaders came up to me and they basically, you know, tried to get to know me and everything, and I broke out my shell, you know, and it was one alumni leader in particular, Tim Spicer. He came up to me, you know, if you know Tim, he talked real cool, you know, like, what's up, man? What's up? What's up, man? You know, how you doing? See you over here, you know, all quiet and everything, you know. And I told him my situation, you know, that I was doing bad in school. I want to get to college, but I feel like it's not for me because my grade's so bad. And, you know, he basically told me, you know, yeah, man, you know, it's not about, you know, how you doing right now. It's about how you finish. And even when you finish, you know, like, we're still trying to improve because that's life. And I kind of, I said, you're right. And that's something that stuck to me till today. So, leaving College Summit, I went home and did a lot of motivational, you know, I went home and did a lot of motivational speaking to myself. I looked up some YouTube videos. I did a lot. It was, at one point, I looked myself in the mirror and I said to myself, you know what? You were smart. You handsome. You know what I'm saying? Just stop playing, let's get this money. Stop playing. So, going into my senior year, going into my senior year, I was real determined to do my best. And my grades did come up, but didn't come up to exactly where I wanted to be. So what I did was I went to community college. I went to Prince George's Community College. Now I got accepted to Virginia State, where I'll be going in the fall. Thank you. And if it wasn't for College Summit giving me those tools and the confidence and the peer leaders coming to talk to me, I would have never put myself out there. And I can hear my dad now kind of like just, you know, every time I talk to him, he comes to me and says, I don't know why you don't listen to me. I'm a genius. But, you know. But see, now after that, with all that coming together, now I can really go get this money. Thank you.